Hello,
hey
girls.
Guys, this is so exciting.
Welcome to our first YouTube video.
First ever YouTube video. Okay, so for our first YouTube video, we wanted to do a little like Q&A, get to know us a little bit better. So I put a Instagram poll up and I put down a bunch of different questions and we're gonna try to get through all of them.
Let's do it.
Okay, first we have our little beverages. For once, we're not drinking Dr. Pepper, but
Water.
as
Canada Dry.
always, the ginger ale. So
Precious.
good. Okay. I have them divided in like different categories, I guess, because there were so many good questions. And I wanted to be sure that we did like a variety of them. The first thing I have on the top of the list is our wedding. Our wedding. Do you want to read the first one?
Sure. Okay, what was each of your favorite parts of the wedding? You can go first.
Oh, that's so hard. My favorite part, sentimentally, I guess, was our first look. It was a very highly anticipated moment. I had no idea what her dress looked like. She had no idea what my dress looked like.
Or my hair, because I tricked you.
Yeah, she tricked me with her hair. I told
her I was going to wear it in a bun.
Yeah, and I begged her to wear it down, like maybe down, like in a big blowout, half up, half down, and she surprised me, and she did, and I was so excited about that. So I would say intimately, the first look, the ceremony, getting announced as Mrs. London and Olivia Stallings was a very monumental moment for me. I'll never forget that, but the reception was absolutely iconic.
That's what I was going to say. The reception was truly, and I guess we're biased because it's our wedding, but truly I've never been to a wedding where the reception was that much fun. We had so much fun.
And crowd surfed, like
we sung on stage the whole time, like it was our personal concert.
Like they were there, but like we were singing.
Yeah.
We had the mics, like it was a vibe. So
I think my favorite sentimental moment was our first dance because we
that's good.
We danced on the front porch of the house and everyone kind of came up and like stood at the stairs and watched us.
It's very sweet.
And it was just really cute. Like we walked out of the house and then the strings played our first song and it was really sweet. And like there was a lot of chaos throughout the day. And then I feel like felt like a point to me where like things really started to slow down. I was like, oh my God, like
this is it.
Yeah, I could take a second to breathe and we just like stood up there and swayed around a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second question, favorite wedding registry items?
Hands down the KitchenAid because when we had two separate showers, one in Arkansas, one in Georgia. And the Arkansas shower, the host actually monogrammed our name onto our KitchenAid. And then they got us a little pasta attachment. We could make pasta, which we haven't done yet, but we will eventually.
I'm excited for that. Mine would be either the Blackstone Grill.
Oh, yeah.
Or we got our whole China set from Williams Sonoma. So
and it's stunning.
We use it all the time.
Yeah.
So I would say all of those are good. We got so many good things. We got these little dog statues out front of our house.
Oh, yeah. They're like concrete dog statues.
That was probably a favorite. So there's many. Another wedding question is who planned our wedding?
We did.
And my mother.
Yes. It was the three of us. It was London's mom.
Miss Ashley, Olivia, and London.
Yeah.
Blood,
sweat, and tears.
We did that.
I think that would also be my biggest takeaway from our wedding is I think, not that we couldn't have done it, but we really would have some help. We really would have benefited from some help, like mentally.
I mean, like we did from the very top. I mean, we had a wedding coordinator like day of, which she was absolutely amazing. But like everything up in like booking, like the
every
certain
detail.
vendors, like going through and getting like we had like a cigar bar, and we had to like get these we wanted these custom bands made around them. So like we had those made and like everything like that. There was no detail missed, and I am thankful for that because that is something that was very important to Olivia and I, and we knew that if it were in the hands of someone else, no tea, no shade, but it like wouldn't have been.
Well, I think we thought every single detail that was in our wedding, like we personally thought of and like not came up with, because I think a lot of things in weddings are repeated, but decided more so that we wanted that, and so it was a lot of thought went into it that was behind the three of us for sure.
But if you have any other like detailed
comment
questions,
below.
Comment below, like and subscribe. What you guys want to know about our wedding, because I feel like we haven't done like a big deep dive into the wedding of like breaking things down, and I think we would love to do that. So.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things we've shown about our wedding, but I agree. Like as far as
so
like
many details,
small details, we haven't talked about too much.
Okay, so getting into kids.
Mom and mama.
Okay, these are, like I said, they're not in order. They're all random, but whatever. So this first one, do you read it?
What is the first sport or activity that you want to put your kids in?
T-ball. Hello. T-ball.
T-ball, boy or girl?
T-ball.
T-ball.
Olivia really wants the ballet, the dance.
I do. I would love to be a dance mom.
I would love that too.
I guess.
I mean, I really don't care. I just think
I really want them to be
sports girl.
I want them to be involved in something, and I don't know. I even think like a musical instrument or something would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Or I want them to start to get involved in things at a young age, and find something that they like and stick to it, even if it isn't the first thing. But I want them to find something.
Yeah, I mean, not my whole family, but tennis is a big sport in my family. I have been playing golf since I was like 6, 7, 8. So I think that would be an amazing sport. I mean, you can play that sport your whole life. But anyway, I'm a big sports girl. Olivia played lacrosse in high school. Shocker,
Jump
huh?
scare.
But anything. Like, we are going
Soccer,
to be those moms.
T-ball, football, I guess eventually.
Booked and busy, baby.
Dance,
basketball,
gymnastics,
hello.
swim.
Don't care.
Yeah, basketball.
Yeah, all the things. What are you both most excited about when having kids?
Truly?
I think dressing them up. Like, putting them in,
I
like...
love baby clothes. It's like my dream to have a children's clothing store.
Yeah.
So definitely I'm very interested in children's clothes personally. That's just a personal interest of mine. So I think dressing them up. I'm most excited to be pregnant. I've always been very fascinated with pregnancy and pregnant women for a very long time. And I think it's incredible what our bodies do. So I'm very excited to bear a child and see how it makes me feel and just see what I look like with growing a human. I just think it's very cool.
So I'm excited for pregnancy.
I'm excited to have the baby too, but my mind is more focused on I really can't wait to have them inside of me.
I think I'm most excited for them to adapt into our lives. I think for instance, we do certain things on Saturdays, we go get pancakes every Saturday or Sunday morning, and I'm bringing them along. We're doing all those things, and I don't know, I'm just excited for them to be in our routine and go on walks, take them to the farmer's market, stroll them around, dress them up. I'm ready for easy Saturday mornings. I don't know. I'm ready for it all. We're ready for it all. Okay, how many kids do you want?
Oh gosh, I feel like we go back and forth. I think it's hard for us because if we wanted to have more than two, say we had an odd number of kids, there would be one person we'd be using more of their eggs than the other.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but we also want to be at a point where I definitely think that we for sure want more than one child. We know that for sure.
I don't know what you would say. I think somewhere between 2 and 4.
So 3.
No, either 2, 3, or 4, depending on when we have the kids,
depends.
What we think. I'm my mom had 4 under 4.
Yeah.
4 kids under the age of 4.
That's a lot.
And then she had 2 stepdaughters that were preteens. So I'm she did it. Why couldn't I?
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want 4 kids yet. I feel once I have 1 or 2, I might.
We definitely want more than one.
Yeah.
To answer that question. Getting into fertility. This is exciting.
Do you have good?
Sorry.
Do you have a good support system while going through a fertility journey?
Yes.
We have
a village.
Yes, we have a very good support system. We have family that's going through fertility. We have friends that have already been through fertility, and then I feel we have support. Our whole family on both sides is really supportive of us doing this.
Yeah. How has the sperm donor process been so far? It's been great. It's been a lot better than we anticipated. It was something that we were very anxious about. We were very nervous getting into it. We're going with a company named Seed Scout, and they have been absolutely phenomenal working with Olivia and us. Paige and Danielle have been God sent for us because this is something that we were very anxious going into.
And also that we didn't know anything
We've
learned so much. We were literally starting from square one about fertility in general, much less a sperm donor. And I feel they've really educated us on a lot of things and simplified a lot of things to make it not as anxiety ridden or I guess difficult to make a decision. It's been pretty easy.
And also they've, like she said, educated us on we're not going through a sperm bank. We're going through Seed Scout, which is like a known donor system, to where that doesn't mean like we like this
personally
is
known.
Everyone, whenever we say that, they're like, wait, like you're using a family members or a friends, and we're like, no.
That's not what it means.
This just means that we meet the donor. We're doing an exclusive package, which means that there's legal contracts binding to each other, to where the donor cannot legally donate to anyone but Olivia and I.
He can have his own family.
Yes, he can have his own children, but he can't be donating to like all these people.
Which is a big difference between a company like this and a sperm bank, because sperm banks, the donor remains anonymous, and so you never meet them.
Health history, like all that stuff.
And it's not as secure in a bank, which is why we decided to do it. This is secure as far as like medical background history and things like that, and like the history of who's donating to you. So that's why we decided to do this. And I think it's nice to get the chance to we get to Zoom
meet them. Yeah, we get to meet them. We get to fly them out and meet them in person, and like be with them, spend time with them, and that's something that's important to us. Also, I'm pretty sure Seed Scout, no matter if you don't do the exclusive package or not, I think it's up to 3 families. The donor can't, like, that's the limit. That is, if you do your research on it, immaculate. Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, there's horror stories that are out there donating to hundreds of families, and it's a horrible, horrible thing. So we are also going to make a separate video on our YouTube breaking down all of that, spreading more awareness about sperm banks, etc.
As we get further along in our process, we'll have more to say about that.
All in all, it's been a good experience so far, and we're very happy.
Yes.
London, are you anxious about your egg retrieval, and are you going to document your journey? Yes, I am anxious about it.
Yes and yes.
And yes, I'm going to document the journey. All in all, like, I won't get into it, but it's something that I am anxious about. It's something that I've been doing a lot of research on, and I am anxious about it. But I have an amazing support system, and my mom's going to come in town and like be with us and all the things, and we have a lot to share also with the company that is helping us along the way with like my egg retrieval journey.
Oh yeah.
And I'm excited about that as well. So I will be documenting it on TikTok and on my Instagram page, and we will also share that here as well.
How did you decide that you want to use London's eggs first? I don't know. I think this was just like something we mutually agreed on. One, because London had decided that she did not want to carry. And so we felt like if she wasn't going to carry the child, that we want to make sure that you feel as included in the process as you can be. And so our first thought was like, oh, well, then we'll just do reciprocal, which is me carrying her egg. We'll do that first. So, I don't know.
It's also kind of like sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Like, just so you feel like very involved in everything that's going on.
It's also like a lot of the bulk of it, like we're doing kind of the hard part first because we're potentially going to do IUI with Olivia for our next baby with the same sperm donor. But the egg retrieval, the shots, the hormones, I also, by the time we would have a second baby, I would be older. I'm 27 now, so age, once you get into your 30s, like your egg count, all of that stuff.
So our fertility looks different as like 2 different women. And
so
it also
makes sense.
Makes sense, for our medical history and the test that we ran, for London to just go ahead and go first. And that was personally what we wanted, like I said, just because you decided you weren't going to carry.
It worked out perfect. Why doesn't London want to carry? This is a big question that everyone, I guess, wants to wonder or assume why. And the short answer is that I've never wanted to carry. I've always wanted to be a mom. I've been maternal my whole life. I've dreamed of being a mom, especially with Olivia by my side, but I've never wanted to go through childbirth. And a lot of people, if you know me or have been following our journey, I have emetophobia, which is I am going through therapy and I am terrified of vomiting.
Sickness in general. I
have a lot of health anxiety, but I want to kind of clear the air of that is not why I don't want to carry. Although I am scared of that, and like whatever, that is not.
I think it might play a part, but it's not the reason.
No, and like that was like before I created like this whole emetophobia thing, I already knew that I didn't want to carry. Like I had this conversation very early on with Olivia whenever we first started to date and like we're getting engaged and like all of these things, like I was very forward with her and being like, it's not something that I want to do personally. And also I think it's fair, right? Like
it's a very personal decision.
Yeah, like it's just, I just don't want to carry. But I am like dedicated to having a child, which is why I'm going through the egg retrieval process. There's also risk of me vomiting and getting sick, and like from the hormones and the medicine and the egg retrieval in itself, it's going to be a very painful process. And I'm willing to do that. So I don't want anyone to think, which it doesn't matter, I guess, if anyone thinks that. But that's not the reason why. I just truly have never seen myself being pregnant and carrying. And yeah, that's all.
I was going to say, I also just think it's a very personal decision that women should be allowed to make, regardless if you're gay, straight, married, single, whatever.
I mean, it also works out because the next question we're very meant to be in this sense, because when I told Olivia that, she instantly was like, I want to carry all the babies. I want to be pregnant. I want to do it. And I was like, say less, baby. You can do it. So anyway.
The next question is literally, why do I want to carry? And literally
just said that.
Yeah. I've always, in the way that London has never wanted to, I have always wanted to. So
there you have it.
That's why we're made for each other.
Your hair looks stunning.
Thank you.
Our camera died.
We died, so we had to charge it.
We had to charge her back up. So where we left off was getting into, there's Miss Cookie making her first YouTube appearance.
Hi, Duder.
Howie is upside down on the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your favorite date you've been on together? We've been on a lot of good dates. I would have to say either we went shark cage diving.
Yeah, I did that
for a date,
London's birthday.
And that, I love sharks. Like, I'm fascinated by them. So that was a very cool date. Like, that was a whole thing.
I don't know, I feel like my answer is simple, but it's the first one that, like, stuck out of my brain when you said this. When we went to La Pierre, downtown Alpharetta. And this was last summer. It was just, like, a local restaurant here to us. And, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm such a homebody. And, like, I really love to be here. And not just, like, literally in our house, which I do, but, like, here at home. And
that was a fun day.
Yeah, it was a really good day for us. Like, I think we just had a lot of fun, but also I just really enjoy, like, putting on a cute dress and going on a date and being close to home and then packing
like eating comfort food that we like know.
And like walking around and shopping and
Okay, what was your first job you ever had?
I worked at my first job. I was 16 and I worked at Cold Stone and I made ice cream.
Very nice. My first job, I worked at a golf course and at our local country club. I was like 14, 15 years old. So that was my first job.
Crazy. Wait, you were 14?
Yeah. I was getting paid in like store credit. This is so broad, but what is your favorite thing about each other?
I think the thing that I have always noticed about you from the very beginning and over time, like, of now all the things I know about you would be my favorite thing, is you've always been a, like, very confident person. You never get nervous. You never get, like, too startled by anything. And that was immediately something I recognized about you when we met. I was like, well, she's very confident.
Yeah.
And it shows through, like, lots of different aspects in your life.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing about you is, you show up, like, the same way for, like, everyone in your life. And I think you're a very dependable person. And people, like, can depend on you. You're a girl's girl, you're a friend, you're a sister, you're a daughter. You're, like, all the things. And I think that it's, like, you're a wife, but you show up for me in the same ways that you show up for, you know, like, other people in your life. And I think that that's, like, really hard to come by, of, like, someone that's very, I guess you would say dependable, but it's, like, an amazing trait to have. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This one is for you.
Olivia, what are some coping mechanisms after losing your mom that have helped you? Honestly, I don't know. I think I was in fight or flight mode when I lost my mom. I was a senior, the last semester, senior year of college. And my mom had been sick for a while, so it was something that I was anticipating, but maybe not, you never prepared for. And I really feel like I had the mentality of, like, I have to get shit done. Like, my life has to keep going. I have to graduate college. I have to do my internship. I have to show up and do all these things. And, like, it's sad and like disheartening that the world keeps turning without the people that you love, but the reality of it is that the world keeps turning without these people. Honestly, it's really hard. I'm not going to sit and say that it's not, because it is very hard. And when I think about them, I do get very sad and wish that we're different. And I feel a lot of the time ask the question, like, why did this happen to me? Like, why is this my story? But I feel like to get through it, I just depend on and focus on the people and the relationships I have in my life now. I really feel like London and her family were brought into my life for a reason, to not to fill any void or like to replace anybody, but just to grow my village and like just to have more people and more support. And like I lean on my family and I lean on, my sisters and my dad to just be there for me and like try and pick up those pieces and like the parts of me that I feel like are incomplete without my mom. I just really lean on other people. I mean, I think it's very personal, like to each person it's hard, but I think it's hard because I don't want to be like triggering to anybody, or I also don't want to be sad online, I feel like I don't want to bring anybody down, but I also, in the same turn, like you're saying, like keep her memory alive and like talk about her because she deserves to be talked about, and like our memories and her story. And
there are people that can relate to you.
Yeah,
like there's so many people on that video that were like, oh my gosh, like I actually just lost my mom, or I'm getting married in so and so, and like I lost my mom a couple years ago. This person who actually asked this question, she said she just lost her dad.
When I had so many people DM me, and I've had lots of conversations with people after I made that video about my mom that were saying similar things like that, like my mom's going through this, or I just lost a parent or whatever. And so to be able to talk about it and have those conversations with people, I think is important, because at the time that my mom died, I didn't really know anybody that had a dead parent.
Yeah.
Especially at like a young age. So I do think that's important to like make those connections with people, but it's also like very hard thing to talk about. Like even now after 5 years, it's still like, I try and like push it down.
Yeah. What are your favorite mocktails? I would have to say
anything strawberry, anything fresh strawberry. Yeah. I really love that.
I'm a Shirley Temple girl.
Yeah, through and through.
I'll through and through with the Shirley Temple.
I really would love anything, like I think it's just a slushie at this point, but like
a virgin daiquiri or something.
Yeah. Or like, what do we get from Sonic? Like it was like a strawberry slushie.
Yeah.
And I literally told her, I was like, this tastes like a margarita, no alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love mocktails. What are your careers?
Careers. I'm a social worker.
Social worker.
I'm a licensed master social worker.
Just passed her test last month. And mine is technology sales.
Yep.
Yeah. London, how did you get so successful in your tech job in such a short amount of time, being so young in your career? I think that what got me to where I am today, I've been with my company for 5 years now this summer, and very early on in my career, I made it known where I wanted to be. I went to the people high up into the company. I was like, this is what I want to do. I'm going to bust my ass and work hard and get there. I'm a very driven person. Like, I thrive off of like motivation and success, and I think that's something that really helps me early on was voicing that. If you're not opening up your mouth and telling people where you want to be, whether all aspects of life, I think, I don't think that you'll ever get there. And
worst they can say is no.
Right. And like rejection is the biggest motivation ever, especially in the corporate world. Like,
well, I think that goes back to why you're so confident, because I don't feel like really being rejected deters you from doing things.
So many times, right? Like you're rejected. There's been multiple times where I've failed, or where I have maybe, didn't get what I thought I was going to get, or like I had some sort of failures along the way, and I take that and I run with it, and I'm like, this is what I'm going to do to get better. And something that was instilled very early on in my career, because I knew to be out in the field, out in front of my customers, interacting. I'm a very like personable person. All I would say is find something that you're passionate about, because you will never be able to excel in something that you're not passionate about. And it's hard to find that like out of college, and there are some things that we could give like post-grad advice. I'm very, very honed in on that, because it's not talked about enough.
Post grad.
It's also not talked enough. And we talked to actually a couple college girls like last summer or so, and I feel like you go through college, you do what you do, and then you go out into the real world and you're like, what the hell now?
Yeah.
And even though you have a degree, even though you have like your support system and all these things, like you feel like you're failing looking at other people in your life and you seeing, oh, so-and-so, these girls went to Austin, or these girls went to Chicago, or these girls went to New York. And
or like you don't leave at all.
And you
like,
stay, like you go back and maybe stay with your parents and take a year, you know, finding jobs and things. Like the job industry is so hard, especially the corporate life. So all in all, I could talk about this forever. I'll end it by just saying, keep with it, find something that you're passionate about, and wake up every day with a want for your future. And I think that that's what got me to where I am today. And all, again, you know, staying where you want to be. Period.
What's your favorite thing about being married? That. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot that didn't change.
I literally was just about to say that.
Yeah, like things I'm looking forward to. It might be a better thing to answer. I really look forward to all the like traditions and like things that are just would be ours. I feel like we've gone our whole lives kind of doing what our parents do, and then when we were dating and engaged, we still continued to just like kind of tag along with our parents and our families and do what they do. And so I'm excited to start doing things,
creating our own.
Yeah, creating our own traditions and little quirks in our family that we go by.
I'd echo that.
Yeah.
When did you both come out?
I was 14 in the 8th grade.
Very young. I came out to my parents when I was like ending the year of high school, I guess you would say. So I think around like
18.
No, 17. Yeah, like my senior year.
17,
it was, 18. Yeah. Who is your favorite artist of all time?
Taylor Allison Swift.
Justin Drew Bieber.
That's it.
Yeah. How old are Cookie and Howie?
How is 3 years old. He will be 4 this summer of 2024. This summer in July.
And Miss Queen Cookie of something about. It's funny because I don't think people even know what her real name is. Her government name is Willow. But her name is Cookie.
Her name is Cookie.
But her name
is Cookie and Dootsy and Rudy
Look,
and
she's
Dooter.
Listening. She will be 7 in April. April 22nd. She'll be 7. I'm so sad. But she's still kicking. That's my baby.
Yeah,
so
she's thriving.
But
she has more energy than Howie does.
Y'all, like dog owners, you know, right? Like,
yeah.
When like the time comes, like
it won't be for a minute.
No. Next question is, we're coming towards the end. What did you both go to college and graduate with?
Both I have an undergraduate and a master's degree, both in social work.
We'll major in broadcast journalism and marketing, and it's a bachelor's degree. What content are you going to be putting out on YouTube? We don't know.
I don't know.
Anything.
I view it like longer TikToks.
Yeah, like we're going to do like what we hope, right? Like please don't
take it
be mad at us if like it doesn't happen. But we're just doing this one. We started this to document our fertility journey.
Yeah.
We know that we posted that OOTD saying that that's what we were filming. We did film that, and like we said that we were sharing what we wanted to share.
Yeah.
Throughout that timeline. So when you get your first fertility update, you'll get it. Like we don't have a timeline on that.
There's also really nothing to update like currently.
We updated our last one on TikTok, and then we'll do that same thing again. And then I'm sure we'll do vlogs like when we travel.
We might just get around and like mess around with the camera. Like,
yeah, or literally just like start talking. I don't want this to like be super long, and I don't know if you guys are like already tired of us, but
you made it to the end.
That is, I'm trying to see if there's any. Oh, we'll do one about fashion. What's our favorite places to shop?
Actually, let me get my phone.
You know, we're Jcrew girlies through and through, forever and always. So like Jcrew staple pieces, Cause is an amazing place for basics that I like to shop at. I'm a New Balance girl till I die. I've been wearing them since I was literally a toddler. For shoes,
obviously Jcrew, Madison Matthews, Chakeris, which are small Charleston brands, Yellow the Label, Reformation, Coco and Lola, Runway Scout, Diish, Tuckernuck, these little boutiques that I've recently found on Instagram, been obsessed with. One of them is called Juliet Co. And the other one is
Steamroller Blues.
Steamroller Blues.
Steamroller Blues in Jonesboro.
Vita Grace.
Cherry LA, Sporty and Rich. Everlane is a good place as well for some basics.
Oh, yeah.
I have to sneeze.
While she does that, I feel like I recently started writing brands that I like to shop in my phone, because sometimes I feel like when I need an outfit or like I need something specific and I'm like, oh my God, where do I even start? Like I forget all these brands that I really like, so I like to write them down and be like, oh my God, I forgot about Yellow the Label. Like I'll go try that.
Like Freepeople, we'll find some good stuff on there.
Show your Mumu.
So yeah, I mean, we'll make like a master list. Maybe we could put that in like the YouTube comments or like the thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get all the dogs up here and do our little bye-bye outro. Come here, Cookie. Bye.
Bye.
That's it. See you guys next week. Love you.